Hi, my name is Pat Smith and I'd like to show you our touchscreen control for our Wayscale blender. What you see here is our standard control and the new touchscreen. The standard control was the original controller for the Wayscale blender when it was introduced in 1989. Since that time we have shipped over 37,000 of Wayscale blenders with this control on it, and it has obviously proven reliability. This is probably the most bulletproof controller that I have ever experienced in my life. But as technology has evolved and with the availability of touchscreens, we found that navigation and controller setup is much easier with a touchscreen. So we're now offering the touchscreen as an option. But one feature of the standard controller that had always been extremely popular was how easy it was to set up. Now, the one thing that the operator knows is the percentages of the ingredients within the blend. And so Steve McGuire developed a controller where all you had to do was put in those percentages on the face of the controller, and then that controller does all the math and determines that you have a blend in a proper ratio. So that was as simple as, for regrind, if you want 20%, you just set 20 on that thumb wheel. If you have an additive, let's call that 2.5%. You would put 2.5% on that thumb wheel. And let's say there is a fourth component, which is, let's call it color. And let's say that's a 4% color. And it's as simple as that. This blender then would be ready to operate. That was so popular that we now have tried to emulate that same setup routine with a touchscreen format. So all I do is touch the regrind entry pad, and let's say our regrind is at 20%. Enter that, and we have 20%. We have an additive at 2.5%, 2.5, enter. And we have another additive at 4%, 4.0, enter. And now you're set up just as you were before in that same manner in which you had set up the previous controller, and now you're good to go. The touchscreen control is a computer with a Linux operating system. Linux is proven in industrial applications and provides the processing speed required for mathematical calculations that are critical to reliable blender performance. The enclosure of the controller is 7 inches by 9 inches and about 3 inches deep. The controller is connected to the blender with a 4-conductor cable. This makes it very easily remoted when the blender is in an inaccessible location. The controller also has 2 ports on the side. This lower port is an Ethernet connection that provides 100 megabit per second communication speed. And also up here we have the USB port. The USB port is multi-purpose. First of all, you can connect a USB printer to that port and print out any documentation that you require. And also, the USB port accommodates a memory stick so that you can upload or download data as required. The touchscreen control also allows storage of 99 recipes, plus we have 2-level password security. This is a close-up of the 5-inch color touchscreen. This touchscreen is a little different from most touchscreens that are available in the industry. Most blenders are operated by PLCs, and a PLC touchscreen is actually, it treats the touchscreen as a remote device. So in communicating with that remote device, you're going to trade off speed of response time. And our touchscreen is actually the display of the computer itself, so that response time is much faster than with a PLC. And you'll notice that as I navigate through the various screens. But here with the layout of the screen, in the upper left-hand corner, we show the model that is currently being operated. This is a display of the accumulated weight totals that, as the blender is processing materials, we'll display that weight as it accumulates as we build a batch. Here are the percentage entries.